Hello guys, and welcome back again to another video for Ethereal Echoes of Yore. This time I want to talk about professions. There are many different professions in Ethereal Echoes of Yore. All of them are very useful. Most of the times it will depend on what class you have for the type of professions that you want to level up. Or you can be the person that doesn't level up any professions and just buys everything from another character. The decision is yours. Um, in my case, I like having all my professions level up because I want to be self sufficient, right? But if you're not like that and you want to just to buy the things for someone else, you can always do that. That's always an option. In any case, I want you to start to introduce you guys to all of the available professions in the game. Um, there are some gathering professions and there are some processing professions, right? So the gathering professions that we have available right now are herbalism, mining, fishing, skinning, and woodcutting, right? Those are all the professions that you're going to need to gather the materials that are going to allow you to make your gear. Keep in mind that professions in these games are really important. Um, with a profession level up, you don't really have to worry about going to any dungeon, and the profession is definitely going to allow you to make all the gear that you would need. Yes, there is definitely gear that is super good that you would get in dungeons instead of being able to craft it, especially for some particular classes, right? But in general, you can go by just by leveling up your professions. We have processing professions as well, and the ones that we have are alchemy, enchanting, yule crafting, blacksmithing, woodworking, leatherworking, cooking, and tailoring. Okay, so all of those professions are really important. The ones that will make you the gear are, of course, the ones that have to do with creating something, like, for example, leatherworking or blacksmithing, right? One of them is going to make weapons, the other one is going to be able to make you armor, at least medium armor, right? Tailoring is for you to make light armor, blacksmithing for you to make heavy armor, right? And you have woodworking for you to be able to make staffs, wands, and bows as well. So options are there, and of course, depending on your class, you would be going for one thing or the other. So now, when you come to Fartwood and you start the game, you may be a little bit overwhelmed by the amount of quests that you're going to see. For example, you get inside here, you notice that this is an alchemy lab, and there is this guy that will give you a quest for alchemy. You have two options. You can complete the quest for alchemy. The guy is going to give you some guidance on how to do it, what you have to complete. He even gives you the materials for you to be able to do the things, right? Or you can just simply talk to the NPC, right? Let's go here and continue, and we are going to go here where it says trade, right? And what I can do is that I can right away just buy the basis of alchemy and then buy the introduction to dyes, right? So I can do both of these things right now, and now I just don't need to do any quest to complete anything else. All I have to do is just use this, and now all of those recipes have been added to my inventory. Not my inventory, but my knowledge, right? So if I come here and select where it says blueprint, now I know how to make all of these different dyes. I know how to make all of these different things: alcohol, seed oil, right? And salt, and it's missing. But I also learn how to make lesser potions, red band potions, minor red band potions, green thistle potions. Green thistle this is for mana, right? This is a mana recovery potion, and yeah. So you can learn how to make everything, right? Let me see. Doesn't it tell you how to make the paste as well? I don't see that. I don't see that it teaches you how to make the paste. Let me see. You can always search here. Well, it doesn't teach you how to make paste, which is bad, right? But pretty much what you have to do is you can gather flowers right from the floor. In my case, I will see if I can get probably some red band flowers. See if I can get them. Normally there is going to be a bunch here at the start. There is some thistle there, and I think this is. Oh no, this is not red band. But this is some thistle. So thistle will be good. You can gather these. Usually you want to use the tools, because if you use the tools, you would get more. And not only get more, but you do it faster as well. So now I have some petals for Rintisol, and I also have some red band here. Let me just go ahead and pick it up. Kill this thing. There you go. So now I have 2 petals, right? So I'm going to teach you guys how to complete that, how to use that. I'm going to use this here because this gives you some green light that you can use for you to be able to see more when there is nighttime. Alright, so what I have to do here, if I want to discover a new recipe that I don't have, all I need to know is what is the positioning that I need, right? In this case, I know that I need 2 times 1, and all I have to do is just put 2 petals here, and then select craft. If you do the mission, he teaches you how to do this, so you would not need to do this, right? And now I have learned how to make red band paste. If I go here now, I find it here, right? And red band paste is what I need to be able to make a red band potion, right? And to make a red band potion, I also need that green skin sinew, right? For you to get this, you need to kill goblins. Goblins are the ones that drop this. But it's not only that. If I can make a red band paste with red band petals, if I have some thistle petals, I can also, you know, probably make the same. If I have this set up already, I can select here where it says none, and then now I already have it set up, and all I have to do is craft. If I try to craft it, either if that is an actual recipe, you will learn it. If not, it is just going to fail. And it tells you that it doesn't. If it fails, there is only 2 reasons for it to fail. Either your skill level is too low, or that is not an actual recipe that you can learn, right? But as you can see, I have made some thistle paste and I have made red band paste. So the way that professions work in this game is that you don't really need to talk to any NPC to learn new recipes. If you know that red band potion is made with red band paste and is made with green skin sinew, right? Green skin sinew is a material that is tier 2. It is going to tell you, when you have the material in your inventory, it's going to tell you that that is a tier 2 material, right? What you have to do if you want to make the next tier of potion is that instead of using this, you are going to use the tier 3 material. And by using the tier 3 material, immediately you are going to create the next tier of potions. The pace never changes when it comes to alchemy. You are always going to be using red band paste, or you're going to be using some thistle paste, or any of the other paste, right? Because depending on the flower that you use, you're going to get a different stat. For example, some thistle paste is for you to make potions that give you wisdom. So now you know, guys, how it works. At least for alchemy, I'm just going to say it again. You need to have paste, and it's always going to be the same paste. So a healing potion is always going to be with red band paste. A mana potion, like for example the Rintisol one, is always going to be with Rintisol root. An intelligence potion is always going to be with Ethyrial root. A strength potion is always going to be with Ostbloom petals. Constitution potion is always going to be with frost petals, frost flower petal. Dexterity potions are always going to be with forest canna petals, right? So those are all of the different options that you would have to make all of the different type of potions available in the game. Nothing else to say regarding that. Again, you don't really need to do the quest, but I do recommend you to do it. And then if you want to skip one, you can just buy the basics from the NPC. I'm going to do the same here for Blacksmithing again. I'm going to talk to the Blacksmithing guy. I'm going to select where it says trade, right? And I'm just going to go right away, buy a pickaxe, and I'm going to buy the basics of Blacksmithing. So if I buy this, and I come here to the forge, now in all the blueprints, I would have all of the armors that you can make at tier 1 with copper, tier 2 with iron, and tier 3 with steel. You will learn how to make all of the different tools as well, the different bars as well, and all of the different weapons that are available. All of these you get to learn just by buying the basis of Blacksmithing. Or you can get the basis of Blacksmithing for free, just talking to the NPC and completing the quest. I want to say this now because I'm not going to go for all of the professions to explain the same. But when it comes to all of the professions, it is the same process. If you don't know how to make the next tier of armor, because again, as I told you, you learn how to make all the way up until steel armor, which is level 10 armor. This is tier 3 armor, right? Every 5 levels, there is a new tier. So if you already know how to make a steel and you get to level 15 in Blacksmithing, you know that you have unlocked a new tier. So what should you do? All you need to do is get the next bar that says that is tier 4, right? Or the next metal. When you mine some ore, it is going to tell you what tier of ore it is. The next one that you get for level 15 is going to be Ethyrial or something like that. I don't know how to pronounce the name. That is tier 4. And once you have that, all you have to do is just come here to the Blacksmithing station, and you are not going to learn any more recipes aside from the ones that you see here. The way for you to learn them is just to discover them yourself. And it's the same for all professions, again, as I said before. Since now I know that following this pattern with this same exact number of tiles, right, is what is going to make a boot. All I need to do is replace the steel bars or E-trade bars, right, the tier 4 ones. I just replay these, and to do that, again, I just go here where it says none, and now I have an empty space, and all I have to do is put the bars in the specific orders, and then now when I craft it, if I'm level 15 in Blacksmithing, I will create a tier 4 boot. And immediately I'm going to learn the recipe for it, and it's going to show now here on my list of blueprints, right? The same goes for any other type of armor, right? If I'm going to do a chest piece, all I have to do is, again, follow the same pattern with the next material, and I will create it, and I will learn the recipe. It is the same for all professions. When it comes to Blacksmithing, you're always changing the materials. But when it comes to things like, for example, cooking, it's a little bit different. Because cooking is always going to be meat plus a herb. Plus one of the herbs that you can gather, like sun thistle, osbloom, forest canna, ether thistle, right? And the frost flower petals, right? So those are the 5 different foods that you can make that give you a particular stat depending on the flower. It follows the same pattern that it does for alchemy. If in alchemy I already told you and gave you the list of the different flowers that you can use to make a specific type of potions, it's going to be the same thing but for cooking. In the case of cooking, you are not going to process the herbs into a paste. You just use the herb and that's it. You can learn the basics of how to make a scorpion, I think is what you learn, just by going to the NPC that tells you the basics for cooking and learn the basics. You are not only going to be needing a herb and a meat, you also need a specific utensil, right? So you can speak with this NPC, and this NPC is going to, you have to select here where it says food. She tells you, she doesn't tell you the basics, so you actually have to do the quest for this one. But she tells you all of the different tools that you're going to be needing. There are 5 different foods. If you fry something, it's normally going to be a strength, right? That's the one that I remember right now, and I don't want to. Roasting is constitution, right? I don't want to say something else for the other ones because I don't really remember, but that's how it goes, right? Just follow the quest, complete the quest. It is going to require you to do some fishing to complete that quest. Just follow the quest, and she teaches you the basics, and then once you have the basics, all you have to do is just follow the recipes that you have there. It's pretty simple. So I have already talked about pretty much all the different things that you need to know about different professions. And what I want to cover now real quick is about some professions that are actually pretty complicated. They are more complicated than the regular professions. Fishing and cooking is a profession that is pretty hard to level up. because you don't really have a way to get additional experience for that. But for all the other professions, there is a way to get more experience, and I'm going to show you that now before we proceed to the other professions. So what you want to do before you start doing any profession is you want to come here to the taskbar, right? We're going to click on the taskbar, and then we're going to select one of these missions. Particularly if you're going to be working in all of the professions, and you have to take all of them. But let's say that I'm going to be working on Blacksmithing and only Blacksmithing, right? Then I will be selecting this mission for Blacksmithing. And it's weird that I don't see the Alchemy mission here. Probably there is no Alchemy mission at the beginning, because it is not showing. But you can see that there is a Blacksmithing mission, there is a woodworking mission, tailoring, leatherworking, and jewel crafting, right? These are the different for Alchemy. There is also going to be an option available. For some reason, it's not showing here for the beginning ones. But I'm going to be making a more, a different video later on in which I'm going to show you how to level up all of the professions faster, where to get the materials, and all of that. So just wait. I'm going to be making a dedicated video for each individual profession, how to level it up, how to proceed with getting all of the materials you're going to need, where to get all the materials you need to get, and all of that. But for now, we're only talking about the basics, right? So now I got a quest that is for Blacksmithing, and it is asking me that I have to make 3 of each of these items. Copper equipment, so I will need to make 3 copper helmets, 3 copper shoulder plates, and so on and so forth, right? Once I have all of that, I just have to come back here, and I would talk to James, and I would deliver the quest to James. And James is going to give me the same amount of experience that I got by crafting all of this. James is going to give it to me again as a reward. And aside from giving me that, he's also going to give me a little bit of gold, right? Not gold directly, but right? He's going to give me some money, right? And it's not a specific goal. The harder to make the equipment is, and the higher the amount, the more is the reward that you also receive. Keep in mind that these quests have a timer. You may even see it there in the taskbar, but if I complete it already and I'm not close to the next tier, or I don't get to the next tier, I would not be able to get the other quests. I would need to wait until the cooldown finishes. It doesn't specifically show you there in the taskbar, but it should be around 6 to 12 hours, depending on the level of your profession. But in any case, that's the way for you to level up all the other professions, or at least these professions that have a task, right? You can level it up this way. Always do the task, creating the different things that the task tells you to create, and you will be good. If you already completed a task today and you were not able to get to the next tier by completing that task, just wait until you are able to do so, right? At the next day, you will be able to do another task, and then just continue doing it like that, because it's more effective, right? Now, let's go with the professions that are hard to level up. Like, really, really hard to level up. Cooking is hard, but it's a process of farming, right? But there are 2 specific professions that are very complicated. Jewel crafting is one of the professions that is very hard to complete and to level up, because you don't really get a lot of gems when you are mining. Yes, you are going to continually get more and more gems the more your jewel crafting profession increases, right? But it still is not going to be enough for you to make all of the things that you need to level up your jewel crafting. So this is one of those professions that actually requires you to buy the gems. So you will need to talk to this NPC, right? Select the option for trade and buy the gems that he has available so that you can use them to level up your jewel crafting. At the beginning, probably you will be able to do the first couple of levels with the gems that you were able to mine yourself. But eventually, you would definitely need to buy the gems, especially the gems that continue to increase in tier level. This NPC doesn't really sell you a lot of gems, but once you get to Iro Mesa, every single town, every single city, main city, would have a jewel crafted NPC that will send you a lot of gems. And then you can use those gems to level up your profession. So this is one of the professions that you would need to, try to keep it at a good level, but don't worry if at some point you are falling behind. Now, enchanting is one of the most complicated ones, because for enchanting, you need to kill monsters, and monsters would drop essence. And you will never be even remotely near to the total amount of essence that you need to level up your enchanting by the time that you already are killing monsters that give you another tier of essence, right? So most of the times you would either need to go back to kill low level monsters to get the essence, or buy essence from other players. And not only you have to do that tedious process, but also the only way to get the other material that you need for enchanting is to actually buy the dust from this NPC. So you would need to actually buy dust, which is going to cost you a lot of money. So far on my main character, I have used approximately 5,000 gold, and my enchanting is at level 28. So it is really hard. The last two levels are going to cost me at least 4,000 gold more. At least that's what I'm estimating. And if I want to go from 30 to 35, that is going to be approximately 8,000 gold per level, right? And 35 is when you probably are going to stop. Someone told me that 35 to 40, which is going to be the end, yeah, the last point to which you want to get, is approximately 130,000 gold or something like that, and a crazy amount of essence. So yeah, these are the professions. This is how everything works. I know that I've been talking by a long time now, 21 minutes, but there is a lot of things to learn about this game, and I'm hoping that I have been precise enough for you guys to understand everything, so that you can then do the best you can with your professions. In any case, guys, thank you so much for being here. Hope that this is being helpful, and see you in the next one. Peace.